Creativity is an addiction. Unplugged because we will always say yes to creativity. Totally uncut because we all make mistakes. So turn it into a tool. This is Arroe Unplugged. Sometimes I think too much, but a thought flowed through me while in prayer this morning. Picking up tools left behind by others, we tend to forget that God's presence is found in other travelers, which is why we need to listen. This is why I tend to let those I'm interviewing on my podcast to complete a full thought, because somewhere in every conversation, words of wisdom can find their way into your walking way. It's become a choice to latch on to the thought and or allow it to slide by in ways of thinking we'll remember it when we get done with this moment. Highly unlikely. Trust me, in this age of too much content, it's hitting us from every direction, through every shape and shade of the medium. And you think you're going to remember it? At one point in time, we had 4 things that kept us going: radio, TV, the newspaper, magazines. In all things that we're connected with today, there's got to be a message. But the question is, are you listening? How do you listen? Why do you listen? What are you bringing in and what are you keeping out? That's what I call defragging, putting yourself in a position of asking questions and then questioning answers. Hey, it's Arroe. This is The Daily Mess, a chronological walk through an everyday world. I am a daily writer, that silent wolf beneath the brush, observing life, watching things as they happen, and not trying to predict it or live in the past. Being in the moment of right now. This is The Daily Mess. The visibility of invisible thinking. The visibility of invisible thinking. We never know how another person thinks. We've taught ourselves how to read facial expressions and body language. Honestly, how often are you right? You might be close, which can inspire and influence, but it's not 100% the moment or mission. Unless you're looking over my shoulder, you'll never know what I'm writing about. Even I can't predict what will flow through my victories and flaws. The goal is to pay attention, to take notes, because nothing is ever fully handed to any of us. We have to learn by way of awareness, which starts with mindfulness. All people are students. It's a choice. Chance becoming reality. The visibility of invisible thinking. Stop thinking you know what somebody else is doing or what they're putting themselves through. If there is a question that needs to be asked, then create the conversation. But don't stay on the outside thinking, I know what they're going through. No, you don't. No, you don't. Just as much as you don't know what goes through a podcaster's mind when they sit in this studio to share a simple thought. The visibility of invisible thinking. I would love to know what a banker is thinking, because in this age of digital technology, why are they in the building when most of us are doing our work on the digital device? I would love to know what teachers are thinking. The modern day student who does not want to listen, but has parents that are pushing their way to get their child educated when the child isn't even interested. I would love to know what the preacher is thinking. A whole entire congregation right there in front of them, with people yawning, people's arms are crossed. The worship band didn't do quite as well as he thought, but yet he still has to bring that word. Ask yourself that question. What are you thinking? What is your body language? What are you telling others where they're making up their own story? The visibility of invisible thinking. I'm Arroe, and that's The Daily Mess.